Hello DIYers, today you're going to learn step by step how to build a flagstone patio. Now it does involve a lot of hard work, but let's stay focused on that end goal. Real quick, let's cover the simple architecture of a flagstone patio, and that is layer 1, 3 inches of gravel road bond. Layer 2, 1 inch of sand. Layer 3 is your flagstone at 2 to 3 inches. We're targeting a total depth of 6 inches to 8 inches. And finally, we need a downward slope so water runs off. 1/8 of an inch per linear foot. Step number 1, you're going to need design. I always keep mine simple and I just sketch on paper. There are a lot of styles to create interest, but I'm going to go with a simple rectangle with rounded corners. Now, you need to estimate and order all of your supplies. This project will need 3 tons of flagstone, and a little extra is good so you have plenty of stones to choose from. So we got a nice little trick here to save on delivery. Gravel on one side, sand on the other. It might mix a little bit. It should do the trick. Let's see. Oh, so awesome. Okay, step number 2. We've got to kind of map out and convert from paper to the real world. I like to put like a water hose, or this time I'm using an extension cord, and then I stake it in a little bit. It's absolutely critical that you get proper stakes installed. Step number 3, excavation. We need to dig down to our target depth. Grab a shovel and remove the sod, then continue digging until you hit your mark. You can put the extra dirt somewhere in your landscape beds, or if you have any low spots in your lawn. I finally achieved just getting rid of the sod, and I moved it over to a new home. So my next task is to start digging the appropriate depth. Is it hard work?
Yes, it is. Like and subscribe, guys. You will love Daddy's video. Give him 100 likes, guys.
Okay, so my first target for excavation was 6 inches. As I start bringing in the gravel, my next target is going to be 3. So it's helpful to make a little measuring stick so you can go around and check your line. Step 4, install the base layer of gravel and sand. A wheelbarrow would be awesome here, not buckets like I did unless you wanted more exercise. Check to make sure you hit your targeted gravel depth. Okay, and we just do that about 200 times. Now that we got most of the rock in here, just gonna rake it a little bit and then tamp it in. So rake, rake, rake. Now it's time to bring in 1 inch of sand. All right, here we go. Now you're gonna screed it level and try not to step on it as we need this layer fluffy. Level this way. And there it is, sand close up. Is that level enough? It is for me. Step number 5. Now it's time to start laying down the flagstones. This is the part where you need to be a little bit artistic. All right, we're moving right along, just throwing stones down, y'all, throwing stones down. If they look like they match a little bit, we'll cut and trim some excess little bits later. For the most part, gotta get the big stones in. Okay, here's where we landed day 1 of processing all the different stones. Not trying to level stones right now, just trying to get a good puzzle piece. And then we'll come and put sand under this guy, this guy, this guy. You know, we'll worry about the leveling a little bit later. As you can see, there's quite a bit of dust and chips. It is a messy, dirty job. I have laid out stones everywhere. You got stones laying over there. My whole back porch is covered with stones and dust as well. This really helps you be able to see all of the different varieties so you can pick the best stone. Now, I just want to show you all the tool set. Gloves, a hammer, chisel. I did pay about $13, $14 for this. It is very effective rather than a cheap chisel. And I want to call this out right here. Do not use this grinding blade right here. This one is a grinding diamond blade with the slits in it here, and it goes maybe 2 or 3 times faster. I'm going to show you my technique of creating puzzle pieces. So I find this stone and I'm looking for this angle right here that we have. Oh, this angle right here worked perfect. So let's see, how do we do this? We throw it down, and I can see that there is a rough match here that kind of fits what I need. It's got a little rough edge, so I take my pencil and my straight edge and I say, hey, you know, I want to clean that edge up a little bit. So I make a line there, and I say I'm going to cut this off. It's going to kind of line up with this here. So we go ahead and we make a straight line there too. Now use your grinder. You can grind down 1/4 of an inch all the way to 1 inch. And once you have that scored, you can just chisel it out and sometimes hit it with a hammer and the stone edges just fall off. And step number 1 is remembering where in the world how your stones went. This one probably goes here. You got this one, goes there. Finally, I've hit that point where I have one last stone. So I just gotta pencil it in, cut the last piece, call it a day. Is it going to fit? Oh my goodness, there it is in all its glory. Step number 6, edging. You need to draw a line and cut a straight edge. For any rounded corners, you can use a string and pencil to make a nice radius. To cut the edges, you can use a circular saw with a diamond blade or rinse a saw. A little water goes a long way to preserve your blade and minimize dust. It's not 100% flawless. It does look really good though. Now let's take some time to level all of the flagstones. Okay, we're gonna do an example of these 3 stones right here. You just pull them out. And I know that they were about 1/2 inch down, especially over here. It might have been 3/4. So get some sand in there. This is trial and error. Sure is. Let's see how we're doing. Definitely not high enough. So sprinkle a little bit more sand in there. That looks good. And once you start hitting on it, it'll go down some. It's reasonable. Okay. Those 3 stones are reasonable. This part is easy, but it does require a little bit of patience to get it perfect. Next up, we are going to install the edge restraints, but make sure you clean the edges first. We're just going to drive nails in the ground. Now that we have all this edging installed, got my buckets of gravel here, we're going to start putting gravel in as the joint filler. You have 3 different types of joint filler that you can use. A polymeric sand. You also have mortar. If the base was concrete, definitely go with mortar. You just made a concrete product that will last a very long time. Your third option, which a lot of professionals recommend this, do the research out there.
You sure about that?
They say use this aggregate gravel. It's edgy, it's chipped, it's got a lot of different sizes in there, but it won't wash out as easy. And then we're gonna follow it up with a resin product. Like this, and just after you finish sweeping the gravel in, make sure you rinse it off. In this case, the rain helped me out today. Thank you, rain. To keep all this gravel in place, I'm going to be using this Easy Hold, which is a resin product. It is water-based. It says non-toxic right down here. This is the cheapest sprayer that I can get, a 1 gallon. Simply shake it up and pour the resin in your sprayer. It took a little bit of practice, but I was able to quickly get good at spraying perfect lines in the joints. If you get any resin on your stone, you can simply wipe it off. I sprayed 2 to 3 coats of resin before running out. The next day it was fully cured. Alright y'all, the patio project is now complete. Next I'm going to put a video on the screen so you can see the big reveal of the finished backyard landscape design project. Thank you so much for watching everybody, and until next time, y'all take care.